Welcome back to another Arcane Odyssey video. It's been a while since I made one, but basically the Empires update is literally right around the corner. It is coming up at just like basically less than a day, and this is the trailer. And a lot of people have missed a lot of stuff. Like maybe some people who actually went through and looked at everything may have seen it, but there's a lot to unpack in this one trailer. So without further ado, let's begin. Also, I'm talking quietly because I just grew my first wisdom tooth and my face just hurts. But yeah, let's begin. I'll have the volume off as well so that I don't get copyright striked, but I'll add some background music. And by the way, don't forget to join the Anchored Merchants. This is my trading server for Arcane Odyssey, and it's only for Arcane Odyssey. I made a whole video about it, but you can also just join the server in the description below. And I'm recruiting for the in-game clan as well. Anyone can join. Right now the max member thing is 50, but I will be slowly increasing it so everyone can join. So from this scene alone, we get to see that the new island on the Nimbus Sea, the one that is claimable, is on the southeast of Shell Reef. That's what this map thing suggests, and that's what it looks like from afar. It seems to be that this is Tidecliff Isle, and that's what the new island is called anyway for Nimbus Sea, like the one that is claimable. It's called Tidecliff Isle, and way we can know that is just by looking at the build tab right there. As you can see at the top, it says Tidecliff Isle, claimed by harpoonists. Now, already from this just showcase, you can see the costs of a lot of things, and we also get to see a lot of numbers. From this, we can see that tier 2 stuff costs around 4,000 to 5,000, and what we can see here is there are like multiple types of walls basically. So we can see here that the tier 3 wall towers are 9k, and then the tier 3 walls themselves are 5k. And also the barracks. The barracks are basically spawn points for players. So basically, if you place that is where you will spawn, and that will be protected. You have to break, you should destroy it so that you can't spawn there anymore. So that's pretty cool. And also we have the culverins, which I think are insane. You can place 216 of them and 54 mortars. That is insane. And if let's say you just try to place the silver one that I think tier 3. So the silver ones are 9k each, and you can place 216 of them. These are just the tier 3 ones. That means if you get 216 times 9072, that's already 2 million. That's 2 million galleons just trying to get to max culverins. That is insane. That is genuinely insane. And this is I think Tidecliff Isle is one of the more bigger islands, so it might be big, depending on it depends on the island size itself, but we'll have to see. So that's the tier 3 walls, so they're up to from 5,000 to 10,000 price. Then we catch a glimpse on the civilization. We saw the decoration tab. That's really cool. Making decoration will be nice, but I'm looking at the more functional stuff, and here we see the civilization tab. Here you will be able to basically make any NPC from any town, basically any functional NPC, and all of this is just pretty cool. As well as you will now be able to place stuff like sugarcane rows, which I have never seen one. I think there's some in Paletown, but I'm not 100% sure. And wheat fields. Now, these will not actually grow food. Many people think that they grow food, but they aren't going to grow food. What they'll be used as is as a way to basically farm galleons within the clan. So these won't give you galleons directly to the player. What they will do is they'll return galleons over time back to the clan, and they can then be farmed by the NPCs as well. And by the way, if you want to know how to get NPCs, you have to get the castaways and bring them to your island. That's how you get them to be permanently assigned as an NPC, which is pretty cool. And you can only have one of each stand, it seems, as well as basically have every stand. But there's also another thing. If you see on the bottom left here, there's a max of 2 of them and 4 of them. These are, I think the 4 one is probably like a bounty board. I don't know what it looks like. It might be that, or I'm not sure. It could be in decorations, the bounty board. But these look like a way to farm reagents. Yes, we're getting reagent farming, and they work in a very interesting way as well. But it seems that we can only place 2 of them or 4 of them. I'm not sure which one is which. I'm not sure what this 4 thing is as well. But I think it's this one because it looks like a planter type thing, similar to a wheat field. And the way they work is, first of all, the reagent has to be an organic plant type reagent, I believe. So not like shark tooth. I don't think you can just farm that naturally, like on the ground, like a potato or something. But they have to be something like, let's say, a mushroom. So like copper shrooms can be farmed using this. And the way they work is based on the price of the reagent. So let's say some reagent costs 50 galleons, or let's just say, for simplicity's sake, it costs 60 galleons. Like the value of it is 60 galleons. The time that it will take for it to grow is basically that value times 10 in seconds. So if it costs 60 galleons, times that by 10 means that's 600, and that's in seconds. So it'll take 600 seconds to basically grow from 1 to 2 of that. And that means that it will take basically 10 minutes for it to grow. So I don't think it's a very good way of farming it, but this does mean you can farm stuff like golden apples possibly, which I think that is also pretty cool. That's just the farming tab alone, and I think trying to fit 36 wheat fields onto an island is going to be pretty tricky, but I think the terraforming will help a lot with that. So we'll have to see when it comes, but I am for sure going to be making a galleon farm using like all of the sugarcane farm and the wheat field, just to like completely farm like just infinite galleons for the clan and just make building like super easy. So that's gonna be fun. Next up, we get to see basically, in this one image alone, we actually get to see a lot of things. We got to see a lot of new islands. Right now we're on Ierokos. The first letter is an I, and basically they're building on here. But if you see in the distance, we can see a lot of the new islands. On the very top left here, that is Whispering Caverns. On the right of that is Thorin's Refuge. I know Thorin's Refuge when I see it. So Whispering Caverns, Thorin's Refuge, then we get to see, I think, 3 new islands. So on the right is very far away. I'm not sure what that one exactly is, but that's a new island, I think. I'm not sure. It could be just the clouds, but I feel like that is one of the new islands, but it's very misty over there. Beside Thorin's Refuge, on the right of it, we see another island, which I'm pretty sure this one is called Setar Arc, because it has that little arc thing, as well as like someone mentioned it in like femsell's video, so I watched that as well, obviously. And then on the right of that, we also see another island, and that is not Arcey's Keep, because Arcey's Keep is way like far behind like Thorin's Refuge and Whispering Caverns, and you can't even see it from here. And it also has like, it should have like, you know, like the stones on the side, which it doesn't have here. So that's also a new island. So from this one image, we can possibly see like, well, 1, 2, 3 islands, maybe 4, but I'm not sure about this, like behind those ships. But yeah, I think so. Basically all the new islands, well, most of them are on the northern part of the Bronze Sea. Here we get to see placing the wheat fields. So here in this one, we can only place 26 and 32 sugar canes, and in the other one, in the other island, we were able to place 45 and 36, and in this one, you can only place 26. So bigger islands means better farming. I thought that wasn't and you can only place one of the thing. If you can see on the bottom left, you can only place one of the reagent farms here. So that means bigger islands are to be prioritized in terms of farming. I mean, I guess that makes sense. So like it's more worth it to be on the bigger island, so they'll be much more contested. So I guess that's fair. So stuff like Harvest or like Cassia Bay, stuff like those will be very heavily contested because of like they'll have the biggest area in terms of the island. Yeah, so here we see the NPCs. When you basically get a castaway, they will now turn into the different shops. So that's sick. Basically work for you now, like exactly like Minecraft villagers. Arcane Odyssey Minecraft villager trading hall update. And then we have the building here, and obviously already talked about tier 3 walls costing like 5,000, tier 3 wall towers costing 9,000, tier 2 walls cost like half of that, I believe. Here we see the tier 1 gate, which is called like, so it's 2,000. Tier 1 gate costs 2,000, tier 2 wall costs 2,500, so not big of a difference between that. And then tier 3 walls cost 5,000, so it's basically doubles. We get a glimpse at tier 5 walls as well. So tier 5 walls cost 25,000, which is insane, as well as tier 5 wall towers cost 50,000. A lot of people may be skipping when placing on towers because of just how much they cost. Like genuinely, the pricing is just absurd, but I think it's fair because it's just gonna become like a galleon thing. And also like these are kind of overpowered walls as well, considering the fact that above tier 3, basically tier 3 walls and above, only they can be attacked by ships. So if you have a tier 3 wall, basically magic cannot damage it. You have to have a ship to attack it. So stuff like tier 8 walls, I think right now tier 8 walls are not yet added yet. I think until now tier 7 walls are added. So just imagine how absurd tier 7 walls will be, and how like tier 8 walls are going to be basically impossible to like get through. So that's going to be fun. And as you can see, you can basically build the walls. Oh, I like skipped too far. Basically when you build a wall, it will also like build underneath it. So that's gonna be a really sick way to just cover a whole base, like the whole island. That's gonna be really sick. And then we get a glimpse of all the different tiers. So if I believe this is tier 1. We skipped over tier 2. This is tier 2. This is tier 3. That is tier 4. Because it's like slightly taller. It's fine. That is tier 4. Then we get a glimpse at tier 5, which is the one they placed over on the left. Yep, that is tier 5. And then they just skipped, I think this is tier 8 or 7, I'm not sure, but they just skipped straight to like from tier 5 to like tier 8 or something. I'm not sure, but this definitely feels like it's a very high tier wall, which looks pretty sick. And this one, like building on the left, also just looks super sick. Like that is player made right there. And then we get a glimpse of raiders. Now a funny thing to see here is the person on the left, I don't know how to say the name, but I think they're wearing full abyssal armor, which is pretty cool. I do not see anything new on these players, but we also get a glimpse at I think these are the normal culverins. So I think they're like cost effective probably, and culverins work in a very unique way as well. So I'll 100% make a video on the clan building when it does come out in like just a few hours. Funny enough, I also have exams within like 3 days, so I'm cooked. Get a glimpse of him placing silver culverins. They look pretty sick, and also an iron that looks to be like an iron mortar, so that's pretty cool. As well as we have a farm thing on the right here, so it looks like even if you place one wheat field, you actually get a lot of them growing separately. So that's pretty cool. So you can like harvest them individually. And iron mortars cost 10k each. You can place 54 of them. And that's not even the highest tier. So that's gonna be great. You have a whole montage, and this is the funniest part. So there, basically, I think you can also attack, from what it looks like, you can attack the walls and damage them, even though they said it's only by siege weapon, which is supposed to be the mortars and stuff like that. It seems to be that siege weapon means just like cannons in general, so that basically means they can also just use normal cannons. But if you look at the distance that they're shooting from, the only way you can shoot from that distance is you would need to use like amplified culverins, specifically amplified iron culverins, which is the one I use. But they use dragon carronades. They look cool, but nothing hit. Nothing hit from that distance at all. Everything went into the water, so I think that was pretty funny. But I guess they used the iron, I guess they used the dragon carrier just for like the look of it. So maybe they should, you know, update the cannon fire things, because I think in real life, actual like normal cannon fire without the fire part, it has, you know, like explosions at like end. Right now it's just like smoke, I think, right now. So it would be cool to have like better, you know, cannon fire VFX or effects in general, like compared to like, you know, the dragonfire one. So, you know, to like make it look just way more cooler. But that's that. And here's another thing that we saw. So from what we can see here, you know, the mortars are firing at them, the culverins are going. I don't know what this thing on the top left here is, like that purple smoke. That seems to be just a player. I don't know what they were doing, but if you can care to notice, there's a lot of giant whirlpools around. It seems to be that you are able to place whirlpools, which is insane. I don't know how many you can place, but from what it looks like, you can place them on basically the entire perimeter of the island. So that's, I don't know if they're like fully functional whirlpools, because if they are, then this is going to be so annoying to raid. Or if it's like just this island, because again, it's called, I think this one is called Tidecliff Island, so maybe it's like the island itself. Could be that they placed it, or it just is there. Like I don't know. If you can place whirlpools, that would be just genuinely insane. It is Tidecliff Isle, and they have whirlpools, so it could be just Tidecliff Isle by itself. Again, I'm not sure. Maybe it is Tidecliff Isle, because like look at the amount of whirlpools at the bottom. So could be it, but we'll have to see. And yeah, just the cannons fire automatically, but from what it looks like, they actually deal very little damage. I don't know. They don't seem to do that. So here we have the mortar fired it, lands on them. That dealt like 1,000 damage, and that's an iron carronade. I mean, not iron. That's an iron mortar, and you can place 50 of them. What the heck? Genuinely, what on earth? I don't know if they have like shared damage. Maybe like the more you have, the less damage they do. So like it's like an overall DPS is like fixed or something. I don't know, but that is still genuinely insane. Genuinely insane. So as you can see, the players are attacking. Yep. So yeah. So if you just use the normal cannons, you can attack them. I don't think Cannon Fist would work against them. Not sure about that. So maybe it's like fully just ship PvP, like to like raid a base, but we'll have to see. Now one thing here, we catch a glimpse of a new item right here. Those are like some new pauldrons. I'm not sure which item is that. It might just be, I think that might be something from like the lost, like the, I don't know, it's not titanium, doesn't look like titanium. I'm not sure what pauldron that is, but that looks pretty cool. We also get to see another thing sometime. I saw it just before. Oh yeah, we get to see shield guard. So shield guard looks amazing, and from the look of it, it looks like it's like tier 8 like structures. Like this is what tier 8 structures are based off of. This is a new item which you can also again take over, and it looks really cool. These are all, I think, player these look to be either player structures, I think. Yeah, I think these are like player structures, or I don't know, or this could be Macrianos also, because they have like a little red name under them, so it could be it actually could be Macrianos. And this is, yeah, I saw this is the I don't know what this one is called, but this is like off the coast of Sandcliff. And from the look of that, that's the waterfall. So this is more on the west side. So this is like basically kind of in between Sandcliff, Blasted Rock, and in between, I forgot the other name. Like the big island with like, I genuinely forgot the name of it. That. And that would be in between all of those three islands. So yeah, this seems to be someone at the desk. I don't think this one is a boss. Maybe it could be, I don't know. And this is obviously Evander, like genuinely like a bounty hunter NPC, which actually genuinely hunts players down. That's sick. And he uses titanium, like he uses the titanium armor left hand with a pauldron on top. He uses the Centurion chest piece with silver, which is really cool. And he uses like a different arm piece on the right. So I might consider rocking his armor, not gonna lie. And he also has a cape, which you can also get, and you can also dye it. So that's also pretty cool. And we also have new skills, obviously. So this is Blitz, which literally like teleport, and I'm pretty sure this part is edited, but that's Iron Leg, and it shouldn't be that fast. Like, no way. That's that. Then we have Array. Basically, that's like the skill of Calvus. It's basically aimbot, and you can have it like go in the background while you attack them. So like the best way to combo this would be something like grab, as well as this. It's really good. And we'll get to see a new chest piece, which is like this red line, like not like red, I don't know what, trimmed thing, I don't know what to call it. And then also get to see a black version of Evander's cape, which is really cool. Rayman and Axel wore this. Then we get to see, I think this is also Macrianos. It could be Macrianos, I'm not sure. And I think that's like a functional elevator at the back. It's really cool. And this is also Eagle Patrimony. What Eagle Patrimony? I keep saying Eagle Patrimony. This is Soaring Eagle. And not only that, we're not actually getting one move for weapons. We're actually getting 3 moves, but they're basically the same thing. We're getting Soaring Eagle, Ardent Rise, and I think Primal Leap. I'm not sure about Primal Leap, but I think we're getting Ardent Rise, which is basically can be used on single-handed weapons. So stuff like Kai Saber, or Sunken Sword even, or basically rapiers and stuff like that, or even Greatsword. So that's pretty cool. It deals damage and it has a slight AoE, but it got heavily nerfed in recent patch notes, so could be usable, I'm not sure, but still a pretty cool move. But I think I don't like about it is that it uses like a air move, so it's not really a leap, it's more of just like a rising tide skill. So that's that. And this is, I think, another new island in the Bronze Sea. This looks like it is based off of like Blasted Rock, so it could be on the south of Blasted Rock, like in between Mouth Orthiers, or south of Ravenna, maybe like in between, or like in between like Windrow and Ravenna, because that part is very empty. So this is another possibility. And like that island on like the building on the top, that is gigantic, and that is amazing, genuinely. It seems like there's like 2 different things, so that's really cool. And you have all the farmer stuff there. That's really cool. And this is again Tide Cliff with all the different whirlpools. And we have a little ship combat thing here. I don't know what's special here. I don't think there is. And also we get a glimpse at the boss, which uses gravity magic, and that's pretty cool. They have 4.5k HP, so, and they're apparently like level 400 something, so that's sick. They will drop their set, like armor set, but not this update, sadly. They will drop, however, their cape. Both of the Assassin Syndicate, like mini boss, as well as the Navy mini boss in the Nimbus Sea, will drop their capes, and they're also dyeable. So we're getting like 5 to 6 different capes this update, so that's just genuinely really cool, and all of them are dyeable. So that's also just pretty cool. 3 or 4 of them are from bosses, I think. And we also get a glimpse of the magic resets. In femsell's video, he said it was a star reset, but this is the magic. We already saw this clip before, it was just like reused here. So basically, these have a 1 in 12 chance to spawn on every island you go to in the far reaches. So Insanity 3 and above, they'll have a chance to spawn on every island you visit, and they'll have this little like bluish purple hue, and you just go near it, and only one person can use it at a time, and you can't like save it. You have to like use it when you go to it. And yeah, that's it. That's the entire trailer. 1 minute turned into like 20 minutes, I think. I'll just edit it down, but like, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. But the thing I'm most hyped about in this update is genuinely like just for the optimizations, because there have been a lot of optimizations in this update as well. The most popular ones that I genuinely what do you call it, the ones that I was really happy about was imbuement stuff. So like when you have like conjurer imbuements, or like just magic and fighting styles in general, like when you imbue stuff, or like the effects, basically it had like a memory leak that has been fixed apparently in this update, and that would that would cause a lot of lag when you play in like one server after a long time. If you didn't die, it would still like, even after you died, it would still like clog up your memory, and that's supposedly fixed this update, which is sick. As well as they also reworked intensity entirely. Now basically the DOT stuff, like the DOT buff is now like its own dual reagent, which is also pretty sick. I love that. Which is this one here, status duration percentage. That's just genuinely really cool. And intensity itself now reduces CD, like it's CD reduction, so it's actually a pretty useful stat as well. And if you want to see everything that's coming in this update, well, most of everything, it's all over here. And the last thing, which they didn't show in the update, I think it's because like, you know, it literally got added like yesterday, is Fort Castrum got added. I think Fort Castrum, yeah, 1.17. This is, I think, yep, this is the last. Yep, that's it, 1.17. So that means Fort Castrum got added this update, and basically Fort Castrum is here. What is it? It's a raidable fortress, and it's basically like a raid mechanic. It's not more so like a dungeon, but it is a raid mechanic. Basically, it's a raidable fortress similar to like Fort Telos, but it's not like you have to like sneak in. You genuinely have to destroy the fortress to enter it first. And the fortress at the start has 60,000 HP, and it will always have 60,000 HP no matter how many people are fighting it. You basically have to use your ship, and only your ship, to attack it, and they might spawn like, you know, Ravenna ships and stuff to like defend it as well. So that would be just genuinely really cool. Then when it becomes 0, it'll start on the fort, and you can basically like go in it basically. Once that is done, you'll basically have like a 1 minute timer before waves of NPCs start attacking you. That's right, we have a proper raid mechanic. So like there are in total 10 waves, and the first 9 waves are basically like the mini like the normal NPCs, like the 9 waves of soldier, each of them getting more and more harder, and this is all in the Bronze Sea again. So there's like 6 new islands in the Bronze Sea in total. They're leveled and everything scale, so that's really cool. And then on the 10th wave, the boss will spawn, well, the mini boss, and this is apparently one of the first mini bosses, like genuine mini bosses in the game, General Valeri. And I already love this guy because he is using heat magic, and he is called the Scorching Sentinel. And basically he uses heat magic and has a high amount of health, which scales depending on how many people are fighting. And funny enough, you actually get, even though his HP is higher, you actually get way more loot the more people are fighting him. And he drops like a lot of cool armor as well, which I have to check out because it is literally made for me, I think. Scorching Sentinel armor, Scorching Sentinel leggings, Scorching Sentinel helmet, Scorching Sentinel pauldrons, Scorching Sentinel masks, Scorching, literally that's just made for fire. And the loot you get as well is genuinely insane. So you not only do you get a 1 in 4% chance, there's a 25% chance to get loot, you also get raid rewards. These things are also insane. The raid rewards are basically if you took part in the whole raid, and you get inventory chest items. You don't get items that you get from chest. You get the chests themselves as inventory items, and they can be modified. That is insane. Not only that, you get 2 modified gold chests and 4 modified silver chests guaranteed no matter how many people there are. So that's already guaranteed for each and every person competing in the raid, as well as you get 1 extra modified silver chest per player that took part in the raid. So let's say you have 5 people taking part in one raid, that's 4 plus 5. So basically, I think if you do solo, you get 5 modified silver chests, and if you have 5 people, that's 4 plus first 5, which makes it 9 modified silver chests. Now, why is that important? Well, basically, they give you guaranteed modified items. So, being modified chests, each chest you receive has a random modifier on when you first receive it, such as a blasted golden chest. When opened, all items received from it will have the modifier of the chest. That means that they are always guaranteed to be blasted or guaranteed to be archaic depending on the chest, as well as they will always give items like equipable items. So that is just sick. Luck doesn't affect them because that would just be way too OP, and I think that is completely fair because this stuff I'm pretty sure is also tradable. So look out for like blasted golden chests basically in people's inventories, because they are going to be worth a lot because they have a guaranteed chance of giving you 3 blasted items every time you open them. I'm not sure if they actually are tradable. They might be, they might not be, but we'll have to see within basically like tomorrow. Like, yeah. And yeah, like I'm super excited for this, and that's about it. As well as, you know, Evander, like giant greatsword. I can't even use it because I'm not a warlord user, but I will soon when I become like a savant or something. But besides that, that's basically a full recap of the update. There's also a lot of like quality of life stuff, like over here, like optimizations. The game physics have been adapted, and as well as fixed memory leak relates to imbuing. Player characters are now on load based on distance from your own. There's a lot of optimization stuff, so that's again going to be really cool. A lot of new changes, a lot of new items, like even Darksea items, treasure chart items, new titles. It's a huge update. People are like underappreciating this. This is a giant update. The wait was long, but I feel like this is a pretty good update. I'm not gonna lie. 6 out of 30, so it's 25% up, like 20%. What? I don't know why it says 25% there, but yeah, just a really cool update so far from like from paper. Let's just see it tomorrow.